So I just spent 5 hours cooking up new decks, trying a bunch of stuff, a bunch of cool archetypes, and I just kept losing to Farewell, Sunfall, Shield Red, and then I realized I had to join the dark side. But actually, I still left a little bit of spice in there. So originally, I was playing with Cauldron in a green-black food combo synergy, not really combo, but like synergy deck. And Cauldron just felt like a broken card. Like it felt so good. And it felt like it could be good in a variety of decks, like no matter what, synergy, no synergy. But I felt like I could really try to push the deck in the direction of like using mono black as a base, because I felt like black is just, it's a busted color. I kept losing to it. I got really frustrated. The removal spells are too good, the creatures are too good, the shield red's too good. So yeah, pretty much I really wanted to be in black because I was sick of losing from not being in black or whatever. And we figured out quickly that black actually has really, really good activated abilities, and Agatha's Soul Cauldron gives all activated abilities of creatures it exiled onto any creature with a +1/+1 counter on your board. So it has the tap ability, exile target card from a graveyard. If it was a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. And then with the ability thing, you can basically transfer over activated abilities from the graveyard onto the battlefield. And one card that was really, really impressive, theoretically, with this kind of effect is Misery Shadow, which has a activated ability for 1 mana, colorless, and it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And we have a creature that's very, very good in standard, especially early when there's a bunch of mono red players. That really frustrated me as well. I felt like I needed Flesh Gorger, and Flesh Gorger with +1/+1 counters naturally with the Soul Cauldron by just exiling stuff without the activated ability, already very good. Slap the Misery Shadows ability onto it, and you have a giga lifelinker. And they have to pay the ward on it, so the ward pay life gets really crazy. I didn't really get the combo off because it's kind of difficult. You have to draw Misery Shadow and Soul Cauldron and Flesh Gorger, but Flesh Gorger, essentially the deck worked without even the theoretical best combo in the deck. Also, you've got Ginger Boot. You can pay 1 to gain unblockable against anything but creatures with haste on your opponent's side. So that's also useful with Soul Cauldron. We've got Sleeper, which can also work on other creatures. So you can pay 1, it becomes a 2/2, blah, blah, blah. Not very useful, but the creature is just good by itself, so why not? And we have our only white card now. I think after playing the deck for about 45 an hour, after playing the deck a decent amount so far, I think the white's not necessary. But it is so fun to think about giving the discarded card gain indestructible and tap the creature to any creature. As long as this is in the graveyard, you exile it with Soul Cauldron and you give that ability to something else. Like that just sounds so fun. And I never got it off as well. But theoretically, it's like a very fun interaction to add on to like basically any creatures you want, especially Shield Red. Giving indestructible to Shield Red is pretty broken. Same thing for Flesh Gorger and even Gix. Very useful. So Gix is the main source of card draw in the deck, and it works pretty well as long as it doesn't die, but it usually does die. So there is that kind of unfortunate aspect. But the deck just works really well, I think. It's just a good deck. It has black, like what you can't really go wrong with black. So yeah, we have those in the main deck. These cards, a few removal spells as well, and the Knight of Dust Shadow, which is a menace creature, really good with Gix, and opponents can't gain life. That's pretty relevant. And it also has the activated ability, basically the shadow ability, but worse, but still good ability. We've got the remainder, 2 cutdowns in the sideboard, 3 Trespassers, 3 Lily for control decks. We got 4 Duress for control decks. So control is a very bad matchup for this deck, as you'll see in the matches that are coming up. And that's what basically convinced me to revert back to a mono black build by replacing this with Underdog and playing Murex. So that's going to be probably the final version of this list, even though I think this deck is very good in the matchups. In the matchups where Guardian is good, basically, white is worth it, basically. So mono red, very good. Other creature matchups, even control matchups that don't have Sunfall, which is rare, but like Dimir, for example, very good against Dimir. We got a Gix's command as well for sweep, +1/+1 nonsense, destroy. Like, I don't know. There's so much to do with this card. I feel like it's always worth playing in your black deck. So there it is. Either way, I am so tired from playing the game so much today. But yeah, I hope you enjoy these matches, and I'll leave you with that. Every deck loses to Sunfall. I think I have a decent chance against Sunfall, but it's not as bad as most decks. Because I have Gix. I mean, I have some Planeswalkers. Okay. Not great. I feel like, yeah, maybe... I think I went a little bit overboard on creatures, and I should play more removal spells. Because, again, putting creatures in the graveyard, no matter what they are, is valuable because of Cauldron. Even if they don't have an activated ability, just the +1/+1 counter goes a long way in this deck. It goes a very long way in this deck, so... that value is non-negligible, right? Jesus Christ, that is so unlucky. Random ass Gatekeeper. I literally lose the game to that. This is why I don't play best of 3. I'm actually triggered, man. I can't play a normal match. It's always random ass thing that hard counters whatever I'm playing. Every game. So annoying. Probably like the only card that does anything in that position. I just took like 2 free damage. It's so crazy. And now I have no creature. Like, not only did it exile my creature that I was gonna grab, but I'm also taking 1,000,000 damage because everything I have procs off of that, so that's cool. I think I have to attack, right? If it dies, it dies. Screw it. Nothing I can do about it. I could tank. Actually, I could let them hit. Probably what I'm gonna do. They die on the swing back, right? I could also trade though. Force them to use the burn. That seems reasonable. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, they wanted to catch me with the first strike burn too, yeah. I know. This is fine, right? Because I get Cauldron into Cauldron, which is pretty good. Which is +2/+2, right? So yeah, Cauldron is such a sick card. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, that's interesting. So they didn't even have 2 damage? I don't know why I wouldn't cast this. I gained the 2 life back, or 3 life back, no matter what. I can force them... I could force them to hit it, and then a +1/+1, and then they have to block, right? I'm gonna do that. It's probably better than anything else I can do. And they didn't seem to have 2 damage. Maybe it was just a bluff the whole time. I think it was a bluff. Oh, they're just dead. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Can we sacrifice the brute to gain life and give the evasion to Shelly? True. Yeah, that's true. I didn't consider that. It's a good play. That was like guaranteed lethal, right? Yep. I think no matter what I do, that I win. But you're right. That is like the most guaranteed lethal. I don't have that much against mono red. I mean, I guess my creatures are good. That's pretty much it. Which is pretty much all you need, right? I don't think I need that much against mono red. I just got the gigs. Let's play good creatures. Play 1 gigs. I think mono red just folds to like constant pressure and whatever else. Gold for mono red gamers. Well, I don't think it matters what rank they are for mono red. For most decks, for that matter, actually. Sure. There's also this to consider, that this is a pain land, so... Youch. Oof. That's pretty good. Jesus. Yeah, that's really good with the Swift Spear. And I don't have a single removal spell. Oh. Don't mind me. Gold 4 Cauldron players? Now that's a special breed of player. That's the 0.1% player. Top of the line gamer. Unmatched skill. Well, and I just realized I probably shouldn't play that in this position. I should play this instead, but... Better player wins. Ooh, I like that this has Exile, by the way. That does feel pretty good. Although it's not necessarily relevant, but... Okay, I'm a little bit scared. That is very scary. I'm spooked. I'm very spooked right now. Yeah, Monored might be... Monored got better, I think. I think Phyrexian Dragon Engine is a fantastic card in general, and the fact that it can threaten freaking Giga damage is a little bit terrifying. Giga damage. Oh wait, that gets out of range. Oh. Oh, I forgot this was +1 HP as well. Oh god. Oh, I'm dead. We are dead. I should have blocked double. I don't know why I didn't double block. Forgot the skilled 1 HP natural, and then surely they don't have another monstrous rage, right? Surely they don't have 3 monstrous rage double swift spear in Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Wouldn't that be funny? Just a little goof. A little goofball. What was that about gold 4 mono red players? What'd you say about that? Interesting game. A little bit high roll, but you know, that's okay. That's okay. We're chilling. We're big chilling. I'm not big chilling right now. Holy shit. I think we're dead. That's very scary. I don't have like I mean I do have 8 removal spells, but cut down can get pretty wrecked by the +3/+1. Then again, they have to draw it, so I can probably win against one of them. 3 is a little bit, more difficult than I'd want, but also I should probably cut the Ginger Brute for the Evolved Sleeper. Probably a mistake. Royal Treatment? That's not in red, but I guess you could play... Ooh, I like that idea, though. I do like that. Yeah, that's a good idea. So playing, like, a pseudo trample double strike combo deck in Gruul colors, that might be decent. Actually, you know what's better than that? I don't think Royal Treatment's better. No, because you can't combine both. I think the best thing you can do is Rakdos. You play Duresses, you get rid of the removal spells, that way you can play on curve. That seems pretty good, I would say. Okay, so they don't even have a single... They don't have a burn spell that can kill this. I should have probably checked that before. Which means they might have 3 damage, which would not be great for me. And I'm flooding pretty hard. So hopefully that doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm probably not blocking that first striker. Also, that's dying. Okay, well, I'm assuming they don't have removal then, or if they do, it's the 4 damage sorcery or warcrafting. 3 damage. Okay. Oh, that's dead. Sure is. What about this? Not dead. I like that. I like when things that have lifelink are not dead against mono red. Oh, it's dead. That's not dead. I like that this can use flooding. That's kind of nice. I can appreciate that. I don't like that this exiles necessarily. I think that's kind of bad. For my Cauldron stuff, you know? I don't really care if they kill that. Actually, I kind of do. This is a little bit interesting. Because if I discard the Go for the Throat... Wait, why didn't they kill my Flesh Gorge here? I don't want to discard the Shadow. Okay, here's the thing. If they have another burn spell... Well, the thing is, they could also have Monstrous Rage. Yeah, I gotta kill that. Whatever. I'm too scared of +2. It's interesting. I do want to hold on to that, but the risk reward is not great for me. That Monstrous Rage, that would be really bad. Alright, this is huge now. This card's pretty good against mono red in general. And then I also have Flesh Border doing work. Working overtime. Somehow didn't die. But I guess, honestly... No, they should have left my... They should have left this in play. They should have killed that. But the first kill was probably correct on Shadow because it scales infinitely. Probably a little bit too scary. I don't care about that. I do not care about blocking that whatsoever. Yeah, that's not gonna work. They might have two though. What in the absolute sideboarding is this? And it exiled everything. Jesus. Yeah, of course the last card is Raptor, yeah. Fantastic. Lovely. Wonderful. Ooh. Some justice in this world, maybe? There might be some justice remaining in this world. Ooh. Looks like I might still win. That was an interesting game, to say the least. I'm gonna exile the card with no activated abilities. Be gone, mono red. Be gone. Get out of the ladder queue. I do not wish to see mono red ever again. Please. Actually, maybe I do want to see mono red. Maybe that's just a cope. Isn't mono red free? It's not free if they're playing monster roll double strike. That's all I have to say about that. If every mono red deck is double strike monster roll, ooh boy. Okay. What if I told you I needed Gix's command? Something's gotta go. It's probably Lily. I think my deck just sucks against control, actually. Definitely possible. Ginger Boot is just worse than Sleeper as like an on average, because Sleeper's so good against control. I think I might split. That way I have 4 Sleepers total. I think that would help me a lot against control. Maybe it's not better though, because if I have Gix on the board, it would be better to have haste. But then also in the mid game, I could just activate that. I don't know. Not sure. I don't know. 4 brutes are too much? Oh yeah, ginger boot, yeah. I think maybe it like really depends. Basically, in any position other than me having Gix on the field, I think it's worse. Or if I need the 3 health immediately, that's it. But that's. Am I playing too many lands? I don't know. 24 just feels like kind of weird. I mean, I'd much rather have this here than Gingerbread. I'm splashing. Yeah, I'm splashing white for Guardian. That's it. I don't know if it's worth. It seems to be pretty good against mono red too, though. So I would say so far it looks okay. I don't think the hit to the mana is that bad. It might not be worth. Hey, Jim Bob. If it's not worth, then what else are we playing though, right? That's the question. Just more sleeper? I mean, it might be better against controlled or not. I got distracted, whoops. I did not want to let that attack. Underdog? Yeah, underdog sounds good. That would be really good against control. Drawing my low-cost creatures? I mean, I guess I didn't draw that many low-cost... I mean, I don't know. It's weird. Weird spot. Again, against control decks or tempo decks, I don't think I'm that strong. I think I just let that connect. Yep. That was gonna die anyways. I might as well get 1 damage in. Oh, this is not looking good. I literally drew every single removal spell in my deck, pretty much. Not a great matchup to be doing this in. Hopefully they just have a bunch of lands, I guess? I don't know what I can hope for here, because even if they have removal, it's really bad for me. That's fine. Just gonna untap and then cast Upkeep, play on Counter Magic. I didn't really have to play on Counter Magic there. I think it's fine. I mean, if Counter Magic's one of their last spells, I feel like it's worth. So I can really take advantage of that. My deck has pretty low curve. This Gingerbread is kind of going ham. Although it would be better if it was a sleeper, but... Again, if they flood, it's okay. That's like the only situation where I'm okay. Yeah, it looks like that's happening. That's good for me, I guess. Yeah, I'll just keep pushing damage, probably. Try to go lethal next turn. Since I know they don't have much. Yep. Sometimes you can take advantage of that, but they kind of telegraphed it too much that they had counter magic. I guess I could have played into it if I was not very smart by casting it on their turn, but I didn't do that, so worked out. It's kind of a tricky matchup, huh? Tricky in the sense that I have way too much going on and I have to refocus this. Ugh. Like, I don't know. I think it's supposed to be... It could be cut all the gigs. I think these are more valuable on average, but also I don't think Soul Cauldron is... I don't think it's bad, but... I feel like Guardian is usually going to be pretty decent. I would assume Gingerbread is just not worth playing. Also... I don't know. It's like one Shield Red, one Guardian. Is it just 1/1/1? Like you just cut like Gix and then one Sleeper or something? What if I cut all the Sleepers? Surprised I'm not playing the end. Why would I play the end? It's 4 mana, it's so expensive. I don't know if I need Exile. If I needed Exile, maybe I play like 1 the end, but like I would have to draw it against an Exile target. It doesn't seem that relevant. I don't think the end is like almost ever relevant because I would have to be playing multiple copies for it to line up with something like Owl maybe. This is not great. I'm not very happy about this. I'm gonna try, but this feels bad just because I don't really have... Like, this on turn 2 does not feel good at all. No duress. It's kind of like a decent amount of good cards, but also being on the draw makes this hand much worse. That's pretty decent, though. That's pretty decent. Playing the end on opponent's shield red is satisfying. Yeah, but it's not relevant. In this deck, I don't care if they play multiple shield red. I just kill it with go for the... I don't even care. Like I have so much lifelink. It's more about cards like Owl or something like that where I would consider it, or Atraxa. But I'm not spending 4 mana to kill Shield Red when I could just kill it for 2. It's a mana sink for no reason, basically. Yeah. That's fine, I guess. But if I was in a different archetype, I would agree that the end is much better on Shield Red. If I was playing a control deck, I would be very happy hitting Shield Red for 4 mana. Going even on mana with them. Well, maybe not, actually. I don't know. That's also questionable. Because Shield Red's not that good against control. I don't know where I would ever play the end. I can't think of a single deck for now off the top of my head. But maybe there is one somewhere. I don't really want to play this Takenuma. I think I'm willing to take 2 damage here. So Flesh Gorger is a fantastic spell against Dimir. That's probably the only thing I can be really happy about in this matchup, is the fact that Flesh Gorger is an absolute menace. Literally. Oh god. Combo. Pretty scary. You can make an argument that Misery Shadow should be underdog. Definitely, you can, yeah. That's not unreasonable. But it shouldn't be all the Misery Shadows, because they're really insane with Cauldron. So maybe like 1. I could see 1, I think. I think 1's maybe reasonable. I think Underdog is very valuable in this deck for the control matchups. Underdogs work with Guardian and Lily. Yeah, I know, but this is mostly a Cauldron deck, so I don't know. I don't want to cut like the strong Cauldron cards because I think it's more fun. I think the power level difference is like very minimal. If Underdog is better, it's by barely anything. But I think overall, depending on the matchup chart, I think it is possible that it is better. So there's a second shield red, but I also have mine. Yeah, I'm not really happy with that, so I'm gonna block. That's okay. That's mildly annoying. I might lose the game here. I'm willing to trade this for a sleeper, 100%. I'm also definitely willing to trade that. Not quite optimal, but better than leaving that on the field, that's for sure. Shadow works against Cauldron. It does, but also I don't think that matters too much. I think Cauldron is more about getting the activate ability on your... That's not good. I think most of the time Shadow dies, and if it's alive, you're in a good spot. So that's my reasoning. This better be relevant. It is. Okay. Reasonable. Now I really need a creature though. I do think it's entirely possible that Cauldron is just a really good spell without any synergy, and in that case I can definitely see the argument against Misery Shadow. Good draw. I need a creature. Yeah, I don't like Misery Shadow's ability is mostly only very good with Flesh Gorger. But I think Flesh Gorger just getting +1/+1 is already good enough. So I don't know. Doesn't seem that ridiculous to just cut the Shadow. But I think it's way less fun, for sure. But yeah, the exile effect is mildly annoying. Also, yeah, we were talking about exile, but I do have exile basically from the Shadow, so even for cards like Owl, I wouldn't need the end really. Unless they were playing 4 Owl, and then maybe. But even then, I'm never paying 4 mana for that. This is definitely making me question the white mana, but I don't know. So what's the... Oh yeah, it's Underdog instead of this, basically. I think that's totally reasonable. I think it's totally reasonable to just say Underdog is probably better on average. But also maybe not. Like, this card is really busted, right? You have black removal spells that don't do that much against it. Oh, except if they're main decking Shieldred's Edict and they drew it. This is basically what's been happening the whole day. The entire day has been this, non-stop. Exact answer to my thing all day. I value Gix more than Shieldred. I'm just gonna send it. I feel like they have removal, and in that case I would rather not waste my my Gix here, which is definitely more valuable. It's a little bit scary now, but do I do it now? Probably still wait. Try to set up one more creature. Try to bait, like, make sure I bait out everything here. I don't want to play into Sweeper yet. I'm scared of Wandering Emperor. Yeah, that's a little bit scary. Okay, that is very... I was really afraid of Wandering Emperor because that would screw over this so hard. But I feel like Wandering Emperor is more likely there than Deluge. Usually people run like 2 Deluge, 3 Wandering, 4 Wandering, so I'd rather play around that than this. But it's not good. Definitely not good. And control matchups, as I mentioned before, are just horrendous for me. Game 1. Game 2 is like a little better. Odds are they also have Wandering Emperor. Maybe they have both.
I hope you're ready to lose.
At least I'm getting some value out of this. If they exile this, that really tells me a lot about their hand, so that's kind of interesting. Means they have no sweeper.
What you get for hurting my people.
But what am I doing with this? Like, what am I doing with double go for the throat? And they also had a sweeper, so they top deck that? That's... I mean, again, this matchup is not good. And they have everything, so... What's the glowland? It's called a bug.
Show them how we greet.
I might as well just concede. It's such a waste of time. I have no out. Well, that was fun. On to the next game. We'll see Exile 2, so I feel like Cauldron is just not worth much. If it's worth anything at all, it's probably not worth anything. Actually, it does deal with this. But isn't it too late at that point? And how good is Lily? I don't know. I feel like Lily is fine. I feel like Shoulder is kind of bad, though. Let's go Mega Low Curve. Oh, I'm down for one. No, I need the Guardians. Guardians are good. Is it Trespasser over Flesh Gorger? That's a really interesting idea here. I would say yes. I think the Ward discard is just more relevant no matter what. Although, this does have some utility on 7, which is relevant. I'll do this. I'll do 2 Shieldren. Also, not having Murex is like a huge downside. So here's the thing. If I was in Mono Black, I would be able to play Murex. I would be able to play Underdog. That's a massive upgrade against control. Absolutely massive. And this would not happen, which is very unlucky because I have a lot of black sources, but it is what it is. I think I have to gamble on Lily. In this position, probably. And Rex would be very good with this too. That's a really good draw. I needed any 2 drop there. White is only for Guardian, yep. I think it's a pretty big creature to have in your deck. But I'm not necessarily sure. Like, it's basically it's gonna be worse in almost every situation. I mean, going mono black is worse against everything but control, I think. Control decks really require the other cards. That's totally fine. Decent situation, but double Misery Shadow? Not really what I'm looking for. I also really need Duress next turn. Very nice. Oh boy, that is not good. Damn.
Anyone who harms my people must contend with. May your blade strike true.
That is not good. That is like perfect, pretty much. Double Wandering Emperor and a removal spell. And a gun. Like, that's like actually perfect.
Fine. I know when I'm not wanted.
I don't know if I would win against this either way. Like, I don't know. I think it's just screwed. Yeah, I really don't see an out. Maybe playing more discard spells would help. I don't know how I would ever build this deck to beat this kind of hand ever. Like, it's pretty much perfect. The counter spell on Gix was brutal. And then double Wandering Emperor to counter Duress. Even though I got lucky and I still lost. And I had Lily for Chrome Strike. That was like perfect hand for me pretty much.
Remember your training.
Them flooding is a possibility. Usually they play more lands. So that's not really out of the realm of possibility.
This isn't going to go how you think.
It's not like they're that healthy either. If only I had underdog. Yeah, this is like... yeah. I think I might go back to mono black just because control decks are kind of everywhere. Yeah, it's worst case scenario, but of course they have that. That's a mistake.
I have got new moves to teach you.
They should never plus there. I don't see a reason to do that. Random shield red in your control deck. Why? This is peak Magic the Gathering right now. Random shield red in a control deck. Card's so broken. Last card counterspell, yeah. That sounds about right. Par for the course at this point. Alright, that's probably enough for today. I've played for way too long. I've been losing all day. This deck did do better than everything else. And I think it's decent. I should definitely be in mono black though. I just face like, it's annoying because the white is good against everything but mono black, right? But control decks. If you enjoy my content and would like to help me keep making it, consider supporting me over on Patreon, where you can access to a bunch of bonus videos, as well as other rewards depending on the tiers. And thank you so much to all the lovely patrons that are already subscribed. I appreciate it very much. And I will see you all in the next video.